Respect is a fundamental human need. Everyone desires it, but not everyone knows how to attain it genuinely. In this video, we explore a timeless Buddhist story that will teach you how to cultivate respect from others in a way that is truly meaningful and lasting. The principles we will discuss are not just based on outward behavior, but also on transforming how you see yourself. We will take a deep dive into each aspect of respect, exploring practical steps and wisdom that can help you lead a more fulfilling life, full of self-respect and the admiration of those around you. Let's dive in. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful and serene village nestled among tall, enchanting hills. In this village lived a young man named Peter. Peter was a polite and humble individual, but he was also poor. Despite his kindness, Peter often found that people did not treat him with respect. Whenever Peter went out with his friends, others would honor and respect his friends, but Peter was always overlooked. This disparity troubled him deeply. One day, feeling particularly disheartened, Peter went to the nearby river to clear his mind. He sat by the riverbank, overwhelmed by questions. Why do people disrespect others without reason? Why is the world so harsh to those who are humble? These questions filled Peter's mind, making him feel lost and insignificant. Troubled by these thoughts, Peter decided to visit the old monk who lived in a monastery atop the hills. The monk was known throughout the village for his wisdom and his ability to resolve life's deepest questions. When Peter reached the monastery, he found the monk deep in meditation, surrounded by a few villagers seeking his guidance. Peter waited patiently until it was his turn. When the monk finally looked at Peter, his eyes were filled with compassion. Peter knelt before him, his heart heavy, and began to cry. He poured out his worries, telling the monk how no one respected him, not even his friends and family. They ignored his opinions, mocked him, and treated him as if he were of no value. The monk listened intently, then asked Peter, "My child, what is it that you desire?" Peter replied, "I want everyone to respect me. I want my words to be heard, and I want people to value my presence." The monk smiled warmly and said, "No one can humiliate or disrespect you unless you allow them to. People disrespect you because you have not made yourself strong and capable. In this world, it is often the strong who dominate the weak. If you wish to be respected, you must first empower yourself. I will teach you 5 ways to transform yourself so that people will honor and respect you." The monk then began to share the 5 lessons that would change Peter's life forever. The first lesson the monk shared with Peter was about the power of inner confidence. He explained that respect begins within oneself. If you do not value yourself, how can you expect others to value you? The monk told Peter, "You must understand that your worth is not determined by what others think of you. True confidence comes from within. It is the understanding that you are valuable, regardless of others' opinions." He shared a story about the Buddha, who once faced a man trying to provoke him with insults. The Buddha remained calm and simply said, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man was confused, and the Buddha continued, "In the same way, I do not accept your insults, they remain yours." This story illustrates the incredible power of self-respect and inner confidence. When you value yourself, no one can take away your peace of mind. To receive respect, you must first respect yourself. The Buddha's calmness came from a deep understanding of his own worth. He knew that his value was not determined by what others thought of him. When you cultivate an unshakable sense of self-worth, no insult can diminish you. People will come to respect you, not because you demand it, but because they see that you are not easily shaken by their judgments. Inner confidence is not something that comes overnight. It is built over time through consistent self-reflection and practice. Start by recognizing your strengths and acknowledging your weaknesses without judgment. Meditation can be a powerful tool in this journey. By sitting quietly and observing your thoughts, you can begin to understand the nature of your mind and how often it seeks validation from others. When you detach from this need, you become more resilient. Inner confidence also means embracing who you are, both the good and the areas that need improvement. No one is perfect, and trying to be perfect only undermines your confidence. Instead, focus on your journey, your growth, and the unique qualities that make you who you are. A person who accepts themselves fully radiates a sense of assurance that others find both compelling and respectable. One way to build inner confidence is through daily affirmations. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say aloud 3 positive statements about yourself. It could be as simple as, "I am worthy of respect," or "I am strong and capable." Over time, these affirmations will help rewire your subconscious mind, reinforcing your self-worth. Another effective method is to create a confidence journal. Every day, write down 3 things you did well or moments when you felt proud of yourself. It could be as small as completing a task on time, or as big as helping someone in need. Over time, this journal will become a powerful reminder of your worth and your abilities, especially during times of self-doubt. The second lesson the monk taught Peter was about setting boundaries. The monk explained that many people, in their desire to be liked, say yes to everything. This behavior, however, often leads to people taking them for granted. The monk shared a story from his own experience. A wealthy merchant once came to see him, demanding his help. The monk, sensing the arrogance in the merchant's tone, politely declined. The merchant, unaccustomed to being refused, grew furious. The monk simply smiled and said, "Not everything asked of me needs to be accepted. I must maintain my peace." Setting boundaries is not about being rude or indifferent. It is about protecting your peace. When you set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. This will lead them to respect your time and energy. Respect grows when people understand that you value yourself enough to say no when necessary. Boundaries are essential in all aspects of life: work, family, friendships, and even romantic relationships. Without boundaries, you risk overextending yourself, leading to burnout and resentment. People who respect your boundaries will understand that saying no is not a rejection of them, but an act of self-care. For example, in the workplace, you may be faced with colleagues or superiors who constantly ask for favors or additional work beyond your responsibilities. Without clear boundaries, you might find yourself overwhelmed and underappreciated. However, by politely but firmly declining tasks that are not within your capacity, you demonstrate that you respect yourself and your time, and in turn, others will start to respect those limits as well. A good way to practice setting boundaries is by starting small. The next time someone asks something of you that feels overwhelming, take a moment to pause before responding. Instead of giving an immediate answer, say, "Let me think about it." This will give you time to assess whether the request aligns with your values and capacity. If you struggle with saying no, consider writing down phrases that feel comfortable to you, such as, "I'd love to help, but I'm currently at capacity," or "I need to prioritize my own commitments right now." Practice these phrases so that they come naturally when you need them. Remember, saying no is not about rejecting others. It is about accepting and honoring your own needs. The third lesson was about the importance of giving respect in order to receive it. The monk explained to Peter that people naturally gravitate toward those who treat them with kindness and empathy. There once was a king who was known for his generosity. He would often disguise himself as a commoner and go out into the streets to help his people. One day, he came across an old beggar who cursed and insulted him, not knowing who he was. Instead of getting angry, the king calmly gave the beggar food and water. Shocked by his kindness, the beggar eventually realized who the king was and felt deep respect for him. The king understood that his role was not only to rule, but also to lead by example, showing compassion even when others did not. His respect for others, regardless of their actions, earned him genuine admiration from his people. The way you treat others speaks volumes about your character. Even in moments of disrespect, if you can respond with kindness, you will earn genuine respect. This is not easy, but it is one of the most powerful ways to inspire respect in others. They will see you as someone who does not allow negativity to dictate their behavior. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to understand their feelings and perspective. Practicing empathy can be challenging, especially when you feel wronged. However, by reminding yourself that everyone is fighting their own battles, you can respond with compassion rather than anger. For instance, imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your first reaction might be to feel angry or insulted, But what if you paused and considered that the other driver might be dealing with an emergency? Practicing empathy means giving others the benefit of the doubt and responding in a way that reflects your values, rather than reacting impulsively. Start an empathy journal. Each day, write down one instance where someone's behavior upset you. Then, take a moment to reflect on what that person might have been going through. This exercise will help you build empathy and remind you that kindness is always a choice. Additionally, practice random acts of kindness. It could be as simple as holding the door open for someone, complimenting a colleague, or helping a neighbor with their groceries. These small acts create a ripple effect, encouraging others to be kind as well. When you lead with kindness, you inspire others to do the same. The fourth lesson the monk imparted to Peter was about mastering emotional control. The monk explained that losing control of one's emotions gives others power over you. He shared the story of the overflowing cup to illustrate this. There was a disciple who came to his teacher, angry and upset about something a fellow student had said to him. The teacher handed him a cup of water and kept pouring more water into it until it overflowed, soaking the disciple. Confused, the disciple asked, "Master, why are you doing this?" The teacher replied, "This is what happens when you allow your emotions to overflow. You must learn to empty your cup and remain calm, or you will drown in your own feelings." The teacher's lesson was simple yet profound. Emotions, when left unchecked, can consume us and lead to actions we might later regret. Learning to regulate emotions is a critical aspect of gaining respect from others. People respect those who can stay calm under pressure. When someone insults you or tries to provoke you, remember that reacting in anger only gives them power over you. Instead, take a breath, remain calm, and respond thoughtfully. This not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also earns you respect as someone who is in control of themselves. Emotional regulation is a skill that requires practice. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, and counting to 10 before responding can help you regain control in moments of intense emotion. By practicing these techniques, you become more resilient in the face of challenges. Mindfulness meditation is particularly effective in helping you observe your emotions without immediately reacting to them. By setting aside just 10 to 15 minutes a day to sit quietly and focus on your breath, you can train your mind to respond to emotional triggers more calmly. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to maintain emotional control in difficult situations. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by emotions, try this simple breathing exercise. Inhale deeply for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 6 counts. Repeat this process until you feel a sense of calm returning. This technique helps to reset your nervous system and bring you back to a state of balance. Another helpful technique is name it to tame it. When you feel a strong emotion, try to identify it by naming it. I feel angry, or I feel anxious. By labeling your emotions, you create a sense of distance from them, which can help you regain control more quickly. The final lesson the monk taught Peter was about leading by example. The monk explained that people respect those who lead, not with words, but through their actions. He shared the story of a just ruler who was beloved by his people. There was once a ruler who was beloved by his people. He would walk among them, helping them with their problems and working alongside them in the fields. He never saw himself as above anyone else, and because of this, his people admired and respected him greatly. They knew that his words were backed by actions, and that he was willing to do the hard work himself. This ruler understood that true leadership is not about commanding others, but about serving them. His willingness to work alongside his people demonstrated his humility and commitment to their well-being, which inspired loyalty and respect. If you want respect, be the type of person who lives their values every day. Whether it is honesty, kindness, hard work, or humility, let your actions speak for you. When people see you living authentically and with integrity, they will naturally respect you because they know that you stand for something real. Integrity means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It means keeping your promises, being honest in your dealings, and treating everyone with fairness. When you live with integrity, people trust you, and that trust forms the foundation of respect. Integrity also means admitting when you are wrong. No one is perfect, and pretending to be so only creates a barrier between you and others. When you acknowledge your mistakes and take responsibility for them, people see you as genuine and trustworthy. This vulnerability, paradoxically, strengthens others' respect for you. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your actions. Did you live up to your values today? Were there moments where you could have acted with more integrity? This reflection will help you stay aligned with your values and ensure that your actions are consistent with the respect you wish to earn. You can also create a values checklist. Write down your core values, such as honesty, kindness, reliability, and periodically assess whether your actions align with these values. This practice will keep you accountable and ensure that you are leading by example in every aspect of your life. To recap, the 5 best ways to gain respect from others, inspired by Buddhist teachings, are: understand your worth and do not let others define it for you. Inner confidence is key to being resilient in the face of negativity. Protect your peace by saying no when needed. Setting boundaries is not rejection of others but an affirmation of your own self-worth. Give respect to receive respect. Even in difficult situations, responding with empathy and kindness will earn you true admiration. Show strength by staying calm in difficult situations. Emotional regulation is essential to prevent others from having power over your reactions. Lead with integrity and let your actions reflect your values. True leadership comes from serving others and living authentically. Respect is not something you can force from others, it is something you inspire in them by the way you live. By cultivating inner strength, kindness, self-awareness, and integrity, you will naturally draw respect from those around you, and no one will be able to insult you, because you know your true worth. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear these teachings today.